All right. Cheers, everyone. It is I, Amy Mitchell, with Houses of Windsor, and you're watching Virtual Tea Time with Amy. And today, my special guest, my special returning guest, is the one and only Dan Martinez.
Hello, Amy. It's good to be here. Top of
Thank
the
you.
evening.
Top of the evening. Thank you so much for being back on. And so on such short notice, I was like, hey, want to be on tea today or tomorrow? I was like, we seem to have a little bit of well, I won't say following, but we have some fans out there that enjoyed our last tea. So so no pressure, but now it's time to do it all over again for the people.
Can I be funnier than last time? Pressure's on.
Yeah, I need to go back and watch because you talked about the last one about when we talk about dreams. And you're like, what is it? You can't have a dream without a nightmare, or whatever your quote was about
boy,
dreams
you're
and
butchering
nightmares.
it. Yeah.
What was it? Tell me.
What are dreams without nightmares?
Thank you.
Yeah.
So I told that to my therapist, and she absolutely loved it. She said she told like all of her friends, and they were like, "Oh my god, you've got to make T-shirts. You got to make coffee mugs. Like, you got to put that on stuff."
A coffee mug.
So,
what are dreams without nightmares? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I should say, yeah. Put it on your tea mug, your teacup.
Yeah.
We don't want coffee mugs here.
All right, get out of here.
Get them out of here. But so for those of you who didn't watch round one of Dan and Amy virtual tea time, I won't assume that everyone has. So Dan and I have been friends for what seems like a very long time, and then we decided, I mean, it is a pretty fairly good amount of time, right? What do we say, 5 years? 6 years?
Yeah.
I was like, do we have to do this again?
Yeah.
You're like,
a long-running friendship at this
point. You're like, you're on borrowed time, Amy, as far as friendships go.
I don't know. Let's see how this goes. The rocky start so far.
The clock's running out. Oh, that's great. So, okay. So, Danford, what are you drinking, and where are you calling from?
Well, I'm drinking Sleepy Time tea. If anybody guessed it, anybody in the audience who's fans of mine, they know what I'm drinking. It's that Sleepy Time tea, baby. Yeah, it's probably more makes more sense at this point. 6 o'clock in the evening, winding down after
a long day
of anticipating protests right outside my window.
Oh, I forgot you're right downtown. Oh boy.
Oh yeah. If you hear any of any noise and racket, it's just your neighborhood friendly riot happening literally right over there. So
well, that's exciting.
Oh, very.
Yeah, very. I am in true, if anyone couldn't guess what I chose to drink while on a virtual tea time call with Dan, we're going to continue the tradition that I started, where I have wine in my teacup, but it's a different wine today. It's a rosé, just some New Zealand rosé that I spotted at Publix. I don't know my wines, but
I'll choose
so it's very good.
One.
I'll choose this one. Yeah, it's like, you're on display, targeting me.
Ooh, 2 for 1.
I accept. I accept your targeted promotion.
So gullible.
That's right. I play right into it. And I am calling from Orlando today, not Altamont Springs. I don't have to explain Altamont Springs today. I am at one of my side gigs, and I am in the office there. So you can see it's kind of a interesting little
the new
office.
white room. Notice the lack of British memorabilia. I know some of you are asking about that. I'm not at my local.
Yeah, you're like, what's that picture? I don't see a queen. That looks like some kind of succulent.
Yeah, let's go. Let's really tea time. I don't know about this.
Yeah, it was like she's got wine in her cup, and she's got like just like printers in the background.
It's a loose definition of tea time at this point. It's more just time. time to watch people you've talked to
That's
like
right.
2 years ago.
That's right.
For most of the people who are probably
yeah,
watching.
catch up with us in the sense that you watch us catch up with each other.
Right.
And if you comment, we'll comment after the fact because I
Right.
haven't mastered seeing the comments while doing Zoom at the same time. It's way too distracting. I can't handle it.
Let's take a question from the audience, and there's nothing, so let's talk to each other.
Oh, geez. So, oh, wait, I was going to tell you because you're talking about your sleepy time tea.
Yes.
So I have, that's good eyebrow work.
Still very hot.
Good camera work.
Very hot. Oh, burn my okay.
So, in my, my online shop, the Windsor gift shop, I have a bunch of teas, and there's one called Lovely Lavender, and I'm going to start off by saying that I originally was not a fan of, we'll say, like lavender and straight up chamomile teas and stuff. I just don't always love that. And like the sleepy time tea is kind of like that. It's like chamomile and there's some other stuff in there. I just don't love it unless I put like a ton of honey in it and just make it like hot, sweet water. So
hot and sweet.
Sweet. And so, but basically out of customers requesting that they wanted lavender, I was like, all right. So I ordered some lavender and I was selling it. And then I was like, you know what? I should probably just try it. So I went and tried it and I was like, whoa, this stuff is actually really good. I'm going to say it's way better than, sleepy time teas that I've had before. No offense, Dan. You didn't know any better a year ago when you bought.
Putting down the guests so early in the interview. Friendships on rocky ground. Here we go.
But what's interesting is I feel like there's so many teas that people are like, oh, take this at bedtime and like you'll fall asleep. Sleepy time tea, at least when I used to drink it, I'll say it was in some of my more higher anxiety years. It's been a minute since. And that wasn't enough, I'll tell you that much.
The sleepy time tea is doing nothing for my anxiety. Spit it out.
Yeah, so it didn't taste as good as normal tea, and it wasn't even doing what I wanted it to do. But this lavender tea is nuts. It takes just a little bit. And I say tea, but it's literally just straight up like lavender, like organic lavender buds or whatever that are just picked to make as tea. It's not made to be a sachet in your lingerie drawer. I know you've got a lot of those drawers, Dan.
Oh, yes.
And you're always making your own sachets.
Yes. Yep. Sachets. That's
like you probably totally know what I'm talking about right now.
Oh, yes.
But I was surprised because when I tried the lavender tea, it's like it seriously knocks me out. Like I don't drink the whole cup. I drink like half a cup. It's like, well, it's time to go down.
Yeah.
So even in the nights when my mind is racing, not in a bad anxiety way anymore, but just a whatever your mind's racing kind of way. And yeah, that lavender will knock you out. So don't drink it at work.
Yeah.
You've
convinced me. Yeah.
I'm not selling it for daytime consumption.
Yeah, you've convinced me. I don't want any part of that unless I'm like over my bed, ready to fall.
That is exactly what, yeah, you do not
Helmet on, eyewear. I'm ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, because you can't be guaranteed you're gonna hit the pillow.
Yeah, you just can't control. It takes over you.
It's so funny. So my Mumsy, she did watch our last one and she of course loved it and she loved the shout out. She thanked you. And me. I made you do it. And so another shout out to Mumsy. Hey Mumsy. But she got on me because I didn't ask you the question I've been asking every other guest. And I was like, well, it's probably just because I know Dan well, and I don't know, we were just talking. I forgot.
I knew the answer. Why would I ask the question? Mother. Oh my goodness.
This isn't for the audience.
Yeah, I mean, who's the host of Tea Time? Me or you? I mean, come on.
She's like, well, I am Mumsy after all.
Sachet.
Excellent callback. Total improper use of the word sachet.
I'm gonna pick that up and bring it right over here. And that's, yeah.
But the question I'm supposed to ask you is, what is your possibly weird, but what's like your obsession, your special interest, your hobby? Like, what's your thing? It's like your thing that like not a lot of your friends are into. You know, like I've got quite a few of them. Some people don't have as many. I've got Hanson, British tea,
Yeah, I mean, you
Christmas.
got me beat on the things that
I'm only
no one
asking
else
for,
does
I'm
that I
only
know.
asking for one.
Yeah. Let's see here. Uh,
Yeah,
want to say
surprise.
I want to say exercise because a lot of people
Yeah.
I know don't exercise. Um,
Right here.
right. Yeah. So yeah, that's becoming a
I
thing.
don't want to
I
talk about that
exercise.
one. Pick a different one.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
Let's see. Well, I
So
mean,
what do you do? Yeah, because when did you get really into exercising? It's been a little bit now, right?
well, when I was in my last year of school, I
Mm-hmm.
realized that I was like 50 pounds overweight.
Oh,
And
okay.
yeah. And so I did P90X
Mm.
and I worked out like for straight like 5-6 months every day.
Oh, wow.
And I lost all that weight and it was
Yeah.
like really great. And I said, you know what? These old clothes, get out of here. Wah! New clothes. Whoop! And then I got out into the real world and was like, oh my God, it's so stressful.
Uh,
And then I was like, oh God, I need new clothes. I'm so stressed out. Need new clothes now. Um, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. But then I got to a point where I realized it's just not going to get any better. Once you hit
Yeah.
a certain age, you don't just like lose weight randomly. It's
Right.
just going to stay there forever now until you do something about it.
Right.
Thankfully, Connie, my fiance, she is
Beyonce.
vegan. Fiance. She is a vegan, and she has taught me the ways of eating the healthy.
Oh,
And
right. And
I
eating it in
have
like an interesting way, right? Like she actually knows how to cook with it.
right. She cooks for
Right.
me. Yeah, yeah, right, exactly. Yeah, but she doesn't live here, so I have to cook for myself now.
Right. Yeah,
Um,
you.
but no, she's inspired that within me.
Mm-hmm.
It's you definitely can't. It's hard to eat healthy and live like a more healthy lifestyle when people you're around or
Right.
whatever they don't eat
Right.
healthy. It's just
Right.
you're working against the grain
Mm-hmm.
to develop those habits. So every
Right.
time she's come here, she'll always cook meatless things
Mm-hmm.
and really good things. Tofu, like
Yeah.
tofu, you couldn't have paid me to eat tofu before, but now it's like hey, it's not so bad. It's definitely an acquired
Yeah.
taste, texture, but it's definitely doable if that's something that you're looking for. And yeah, I gotta say, like taking meat. I mean, I still eat meat from time to time. I'm not
Yeah.
vegan, but I'm
Right.
eating
Right.
healthier.
Mm-hmm.
Um, not to say that all meat is unhealthy, but
Right.
if you take all meat out of your diet, you just feel lighter. You
Yeah.
just feel more productive.
Mm-hmm.
I just feel better, whether or
Right.
not it's actually healthier or whatever. I
Mm-hmm.
just
You
feel
feel
better.
better. Yeah.
But I'll eat meat from time to time. Like my best friend is literally like a carnivore, and going over to his house, it's like he's like, "All right, we're smoking brisket.
Oh yes, I know what you're talking
We're gonna
about.
eat. I'm gonna make
Yeah,
a
they
pork
always.
butt, and we're gonna eat pork butt for like 5 days straight.
That is
We're
true.
gonna
Yeah.
get meat sweats, baby. Woo! It's like, oh God,
For every
please no.
meal.
Right? Can I get some broccoli? No, meat. Meat in the shape of
Yeah.
broccoli. How about that?
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. No, you can have a side of meat with your meat.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
ask
What do you
for
want with your meat?
broccoli.
Meat or more meat? Meat, please, thanks. Yeah. So I'm not
Yeah. So
an
you're like
egg.
vegan leaning. It's like
Yeah, I appreciate the lifestyle. I mean, I
yeah.
haven't actually bought meat in like a year and a half.
Oh wow, well that's
Like there's
pretty
no
good.
meat in my house.
And are
Um,
you like off the dairy then too?
oh no. Right, like I said,
Okay. So it's
it's more
more
of the
like
meat.
It's more
Yeah.
like the vegetarian.
Right. Yeah. I
Right.
was more,
Okay.
maybe I talked too much about Connie being vegan. You almost thought that maybe I was vegan.
That's right. That's what
That
I
is
thought.
not,
Okay.
absolutely not. No. I
Okay.
should
So the
be.
cheese is still fair game then.
Right. I'm giving the chance, I'm giving the vegan community a chance to
Hmm.
perfect these alternatives.
Right.
But yeah, vegan cheese
It's
just
pretty.
tastes like,
It's
it just tastes like tofu or soy.
yeah. It's
And
pretty
it's just,
gross. Yeah. I tried it for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah,
being
it's definitely
vegan for a
not the
minute.
cheese
And
that you know. Like Connie will try to convince me, oh, just chop up some almonds and like melt the almonds, or just do something like that and just make your own cheese. It's
you're
like
like, that's
it's not
nuts.
cheese though. It's like it might look like cheese, but it tastes like almonds because it's almonds. Maybe I don't know.
It
Right.
doesn't magically turn to cheese.
Exactly. Yeah. You
You
know
just
what?
go
I've been
like
eating
this.
cheese this whole time. I
If you
could have
go
just
like this
ground
the
up some
right
almonds.
way, the
Yeah.
almonds turn to cheese.
Oh, cheese. Yeah. No. But I'm sure when she gets here from Chile,
Yeah.
on that H1 visa, 90-day
Yeah.
fiance, hit me up. Man, I got a story for you.
Oh my god,
Um,
I love it.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
not to say that we have
Is this your audition tape? Do we need to work on this right now?
right. Yeah. Cue the collage of
And
different
some like
videos of
some really moving music, some really
right.
touching
Exactly.
romantic music.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
yeah, but
But
when she gets here, she will more like she loves to cook, not to like
right.
say go cook for me, but she loves to cook, and
Yeah.
she will be doing a lot of that, and it'll all be vegan, and I'll just have to be eating vegan when I'm around her, and maybe
Yeah.
I'll just keep on going outside
Right.
of her influence. I don't know.
Right.
We'll see what
Right.
happens.
Well, that's good. Yeah, I remember when she, when you guys would visit, and she would cook. Yeah, there were things that definitely like if anyone else would have tried to have me eat it, I probably wouldn't have. But it's like, oh well, I'll give it a try. And it was like, oh yeah, that is actually good. So
Right.
Connie is a good cook, and
Yeah.
even with the restrictions of the vegan.
Yeah.
Recipe.
Connie's. I'm gonna plug. Shameless plug right now.
Yeah. Right.
Connie's Corner coming 2021.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
Exactly.
her different
Well,
recipes and how to make something using leftovers. If you have
there you go.
leftovers, all
Mhm.
vegan friendly recipes. It'll be great.
Yeah, it'll be great. And I'll when I put this up on YouTube, I'll plug her YouTube channel so that in the middle of this it pops up for Connie's Corner.
Yeah, we'll have like a caricature of her face.
Yeah, well, you're the artist, so I hope. Can you do caricatures?
Sure.
Have you ever tried doing them?
I
Like,
mean,
what's the
not
secret?
like not like.
Well, I know you're not like out like charging for them, but I didn't know if there's just a general secret to it. Like you just kind of play with people's features.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Okay.
Yeah. You
But
look
you
at
have to be able to draw.
Sure. Yeah. You have to know basic like facial proportions, but
Right.
yeah, you just emphasize those, and there you go. You got
Right,
yourself a
okay.
caricature.
Well, I'm already out. I can't be a caricature artist because I don't know.
Well, why'd you bring it up?
I
then?
can't.
thought you were
I can't
interested.
draw the facial. I don't have enough side gigs. I thought maybe I would become a caricature artist.
Yeah. So how do you become one? Oh, I can't do any of that. Draw? Oh, I'm out.
Draw. Oh, you mean you have to draw for that? The people that are there and they're drawing, that requires a drawing skill. Oh man. But okay, so then working out. So what do you do now? Are you not doing P90X? That was a college thing.
Well, he only made like one. There's 3 different P90Xs, and they're all like just a couple of months of the same video over and over.
Okay.
And eventually, you just get tired of that.
Right.
I did Insanity, like last Christmas or something.
Yeah.
Connie was here for 3 months, and we did Insanity
Oh, I
together.
forgot about that. Yes.
Yeah, that was right.
It
Us
was
waking
really
up
early,
at like like at
early
5
morning.
o'clock in the morning, and like
And you're like jumping around.
like at fucking like 5 o'clock in the morning. So yeah, no, I got tired of that. But now we have found a it's gonna be real funny. It's this Romanian guy on YouTube.
Right.
He has some gym in Romania, and he just puts up a camera, and he just gets to working out, and you just do what he's doing.
He's in a public gym.
No, no, not a public. His own gym.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant he's just like a member at some gym and like brings his camera in and just does his
No,
own
his own
show.
gym. He'll put like a camera up and
Okay.
he'll point it back at his class because he's like,
Oh, okay.
and the whole class will be doing it. It's just like,
Hmm.
huh, and he'll just like, be doing jumping jacks or
Yeah, yeah.
burpees or whatever, and you just do what he's doing,
Uh-huh.
and
And
there you
then
go, and that's your
yeah,
whole
yeah.
workout. It's actually super efficient because
Yeah.
he doesn't really talk at all. Like as soon as you press
Oh, nice.
play, he's in
Yeah.
it. It's not like, all right, guys, we're gonna do 10 push-ups. I'm gonna
Right.
do 8. You do as many as you can do. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go. That was just the practice push-up. Now let's do the
Right.
real one. It's like, oh my gosh, just like do it already.
Right. Yeah, that does get really annoying.
he just jumps right into it. It's not, if the move's too hard, you just do what you can, and if it's
Right.
too easy, you make it harder, and you just kind of adapt to it.
Hmm.
Because Connie's all the way over there and I'm all the way over
Right.
here. It's hard to like distribute files to each other
Oh, right.
in terms of paid programs like that.
Right.
So
You found
anyway,
this
it
Romanian.
works
So how
out.
did you find the Romanian guy then?
I just typed in like 1 hour workout in YouTube
Yeah.
because the coronavirus and quarantine. You gotta
Right.
I think a lot of people went to YouTube and started searching like different
I
workouts to
see.
do. And I wanted one that was like, more insanity based where you don't have actual weights you're using. It's all body
Right.
weight.
Right.
Stuff.
Right.
And but then after like a month of like finding this guy and loving his workouts, he took all of his workouts off of YouTube one day.
Oh,
It was like,
no.
whoop, like because all of the music he was using in the gym was all copywritten music, like YouTube.
Yep.
So YouTube just like shut him down, and Kanye was like, "Yeah, the guy's gone now. Like no more workouts." I was like,
Oh,
"No," because it was literally, and all his comments were just like people from different parts of the world, like in Spanish and
Yeah. Oh
English,
my
just like,
gosh.
"Where are you going? Like, what's happening?"
Right.
He's like, "Go to my site," and he wants you to pay like $20 a month to get these like, I mean, frankly, poor quality YouTube movie or
Right.
videos,
Videos.
these
Yeah.
workouts, and it's like, dude, like no one's gonna pay $20 for this stuff.
Right.
So
Yeah. So his career's over.
I mean, he really just has to stop using ripped off music.
Well, that's what I was saying. Yeah. I know. It's like that is the hard thing though, because I don't know what the real rule is as far as like when you use it on Facebook. I don't ever use any music, but I have people that I know that will want to use some music at like the beginning of their video to be like, whatever, dance around, bring people in, get excited. And they have like, were told by someone that as long as you put like, I don't own the rights to the music in this, that like that'll like absolve you of it. And that hasn't proven to be true thus far. Like I think
I don't think that's how it works.
Yeah. Like you can't just like admit to not having the rights.
Right. Yeah. You definitely can't play copywritten music unless you paid for it. At least on YouTube, I think if you play more than 3 seconds of any copywritten anything, your video could be claimed by the other person. So any money you were going to make on that goes to the copywritten person. So eventually you get to the point of all your videos, you're not making money off of it, and the record companies are.
Right.
If I was him, I would just change the music to something else. But
right. Yeah, because if he's not talking much in him anyway, can't he just like do it like change out the audio? He doesn't even have to like redo the videos, right?
Yeah, unless you want to hear him just yell Romanian at the other people. Yeah, I mean, you could just take that out. It would be fine. Yeah, but asking $20 to have some like, there's no commentary. There's no like, hey, like, helpful guidance. There's literally you just want. It's like you're a fly on the wall watching this class, and he wants to pay.
It's like there's no community or like.
I think maybe he has a forum or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, but it's not. Yeah, but it's not like he or like any coaching. Like he's not like interacting with anyone. He's just saying, "Pay me $20 a month."
I think it's $80 a month to have him write a nutrition plan or something. It's like,
geez Louise. Yeah, that's too.
But his workouts are so effective.
Pouring more tea.
You just can't beat the effectiveness of his workouts. Like I'm so tired of just seeing like British guy or rando in his apartment by himself, no music, just like
Oh, geez.
just silent working out with this random guy.
Really?
Like
That's what people are doing?
yeah, it's pretty. Or you get like you know, it's either only legs or
Mhm.
only,
Mm.
arms or only this. And it's like, just
Right,
give me
right.
a full
You want the
body,
full
like
workout. Yeah.
squats, burpees, like, push
Right, right,
ups. Just come on.
right.
I'm not here to waste my time. I'm here to work out. Just give me a
Well,
workout.
you know what you could do. So when I was working out and I was part of it's called Baby Boot Camp. Now it's called, what's it called? Kettlebells Fitness. It's cute. It's spelled bells though, like a Southern belle, because it's like all women. So
All right.
kettlebells. Anyway, you're like, cool. It's better if
Okay.
you see it written out.
All
So,
right.
but anyway, when I did that, sometimes they would mix it up by they had these like foam dice, and they had like how many burpees, this and that, like on each side. You just roll the dice and see what you get. So
Right.
there you go. You can
There you
create
go.
your own workout.
That's exactly. Yeah,
And
that's what
just
I'm
roll
looking
the
for.
dice, and then tell Connie what you rolled, and she can have one, and she can roll. You guys can take turns.
Yeah. We should go to
Yeah.
kettlebells.
Well, I think you can make your own dice.
Nope, going to kettlebells. That's what I'm doing.
You're like, I'm gonna be a bell. I'll be the
Yep.
bell of the ball.
Yep. Sorry, ladies. Rolled 8 burpees. Yeah.
Yeah. So, so how's work going right now? I know you
Ooh,
said,
touchy subject.
is it okay? Should I not ask?
Well,
I know
things are
coronavirus has
life.
hit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
life is hard for a lot of Americans
Right.
nowadays. I
Mm-hmm.
am unemployed now. Um,
Mm.
yeah, which I knew that last time we
Stanford.
talked,
Oh
but
no.
I didn't want to be
Oh
the
my goodness,
yeah.
Stanford. I didn't know that. Oh, I'm
It's
sorry.
A.
But that's great. I thought like there were still theme parks open around the world, so there was like.
Well, I mean, they're
But I
starting to
don't.
open, but
Oh.
I think just the industry in general is
Oh,
just
I see.
hit,
They're hurting. Yeah.
and a lot of them are trying to just save as much
Right.
money as possible, and we'll probably go and hire back all the people that have been
Right.
furloughed and stuff once
Right.
things start getting going again. I mean,
Right.
but yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a casualty of war. I've
Yeah.
become a statistic. Um, ooh, feels good. Yeah, I mean, it all just
But
sort of worked out that way. I mean, thankfully, Nickelodeon is an amazing company. Viacom CBS is an amazing company, and they let me stay for the contracted amount of time. Most people just
oh,
got
okay.
cut, like
Oh
boom,
wow.
that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
But I got at least the opportunity to finish my contract,
yeah. Okay.
which helps, a lot
That's
because
good.
I was able
Yeah.
to prepare a lot
Yeah,
more
it wasn't just
easily.
like all of a sudden, yeah. Well, and I mean you had been working for what, probably like a year now, like a crazy person, right? You work like pretty much all day, every day, every day of the week. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking you probably have at least built up a bit of savings, right, for to ride this out, maybe.
I was very blessed to have all the
Yeah.
opportunities I had,
Right.
and I'm able to withstand, for once in my life, withstand unexpected financial
Right.
troubles.
Right.
So yeah, I think everything's going to be fine. I have faith in the ability for the world to come back. It's
Right.
really cool to see now a lot of people going to restaurants now. Like just
Oh yeah.
all of these, like it's like a ghost town before, but now
Yep.
people are actually going and doing stuff. No one's like super scared of.
Nope. Yeah.
I mean, in Orange County alone, there have only been 41 deaths.
Oh wow. Okay.
So that's
Yeah,
like
that's pretty. Yeah, that's
more people die of like everything else than
right.
that, I think. So I don't know anything about anything, so nobody quote me.
You're like, I am a statistic. I don't know statistics.
Yeah, well, I mean, what do you expect? I mean, this is after hours tea time.
Yeah, this is after hours tea time.
Anyways, coronavirus, lowest deaths we've seen of anything ever. I think that's what I was saying. I think more people get eaten by sharks than coronavirus.
And that's fact. You can take that.
Yeah,
to the
that's
bank.
you can take it to the bank. cash that.
Oh my god.
Right. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, on that note, so I went out to Kyle's. Shout out to Dr. Kyle out there at his new luxury condo
His
and
estate.
next to Madeira. Yeah, his estate. And I have to say, it was nice to be there. I mean, it was awesome to be there. But as far as being out among the townspeople,
Yeah.
it was interesting because it was like, it was as if coronavirus didn't exist. And as
Yeah.
if, like, I mean, because people literally, I held the door. So we went out to brunch. They weren't, I won't name the restaurant, but like they were sitting people next to each other. Like there wasn't a 6 foot distance thing. And so many old people, because it's a Florida beach town. Like you're gonna get a lot of old people. So many old people were out, and like out in public, no one had a mask on. I held the door open for a guy with a World War II veteran hat on, and he was like on a walker and no mask, and like so it was just like it was like as if none of this has ever happened, which I know is not the case, but in that town at least, for now, everybody seems to be just going on as is. But when I did go into stores and stuff, I noticed people wearing masks, like Walgreens or Publix and stuff. But like going out to eat, we couldn't even get into the Conch Republic on the Saturday night because it was packed. Like now that they were open for seating and stuff.
Yeah.
It was like an hour and a half wait. We were like, oh my God. It's like the whole town has been so like, cooped up with the stay at home.
I mean, it's I mean, you can just be in fear that if you go outside and do anything that there'll be another spike, and
right.
I mean, you could just keep thinking that forever. I mean,
Right.
eventually you have to say, I need to risk, if I want to risk this,
right.
I should risk it.
Right.
I should be able to risk it if that's what I want to do.
Right. And that's, and so Piper's back in daycare. They opened up about a week and a half before we sent her back. And we were like, well, I mean, I was kind of ready to send her back right away, but for other reasons, we were like, all right, we'll wait. And it was probably smart to wait a little bit because, kind of let the first small group of kids be the guinea pigs.
Oh, jeez. Oh.
Kids are mainly fine with it. I'm just saying, like, it's kind of like everyone's holding their breath, like they're reopening. It's like, anything happen yet? Because they're taking temperatures at the door. They were only letting parents so far in. Like, of course, masks, gloves, everything. They make the kids wash their hands right away. And like, they even have a system where, like, at the sign-in book, because we have to sign, the kids when we're dropping them off and picking them up.
Yeah.
And they have like a cup of pins. You've got your hand sanitizer. So you're just using hand sanitizer, and then you use your pen to write in the book, and then you drop your used pen in a basket, which will be, those pins will be sanitized later. It's like you can't even share that pin with someone else. So they're, taking all the precautions, and knock on wood, like they've all been fine so far. So, the kids should be all right anyway. I believe that's a movie. I never watched it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I think that it's just, it has to happen. Like, take precautions, be safe. But we got to keep going. I mean, we're scared of like continuing the spread, but there are people just losing their lives, and some would argue that that's worse. Losing everything you've ever worked for because you don't maybe want to get sick.
Right. Yeah. Well, there was, who was it? It was probably a podcast I was listening to that they were telling the story about. They were like talking to their 94-year-old grandmother who was in a nursing home, and she's telling her granddaughter, like, who's probably, like our age or something, and she's like, telling her granddaughter, she's like, I snuck out the other night to go see my boyfriend down the hall. she's like, Grandma, you can't be doing that. Like you guys are the age bracket, like the nursing homes, it's all. And she was like, I am 94. She's like, I could die anyway. She's like, I'm already lived longer than I expected. She's like, I'm gonna go see my boyfriend.
And I think that is exactly what should what should
Right.
be happening. If I
That
was
makes sense.
94, I would do the exact. I would
That's
have the
right.
same exact mentality.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
it's the
yeah.
saddest thing to see, just old people by themselves, separated from
Right.
family,
I
when
know.
in their
Yeah.
heads they like any day could be the day. So it's
Yeah,
like just
yeah.
let
Right.
them be.
Right.
If
Yeah.
that's what they want to choose to be. If not, then
Yeah.
okay, fine.
Yeah. If I was 94, I'd be like, hey, I'm going down the hallway to to see my hot 80-year-old.
Yeah, when I'm 94, I want to be able to see my boyfriend. Okay.
Yeah, but the key was that I'm like a cougar at 94. I'm going for the 80-year-old man.
Oh, right. Yeah, that would be like, yeah.
That's hilarious. Yeah, can you still be called like a cradle robber at that age? If your boyfriend's 80.
Yeah, I don't know. Right.
Oh man, sorry. Just daydreaming about my nursing home years.
Right. Sure.
Coming.
Yeah. Just planning for the future.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sure it's just as much fun as like a summer camp. That's what they. But anyway, so what else? What else do you have going on? I guess what are you doing? Like what? Well, what's Connie telling you, or can you tell us what Connie's telling you from the front lines in Santiago? Since she's
Yeah.
like there in the
So
hospital.
sure. Yeah. So Santiago, well, Connie, first of all, is in Chile. Santiago, Chile. She's a nurse, student nurse, but in her last, she has half a year left. But she is in the emergency rooms over there. She's working 24-hour shifts and then 2 days at home and then another 24-hour shift. And she does that for months, and then maybe she goes somewhere else after that. But yeah, it's not an easy life, especially right now. So Chile, I mean, as you can imagine, is a developing country. They're not third world by any means,
Right.
but they do not have the same level of healthcare as the first world.
Right.
So their respirators, I think she told me, if I'm getting the statistic right, it was like 400 ventilators for the entire country.
Oh.
So yeah, I at the very beginning, along with everyone else, was super scared about what might happen, and just, I mean, her mom has a store, her family has a store. I should say that her mom is managing. That's a part of her house.
Right.
So it's like,
and people come, yeah,
and people are going there, and her mom, she wants to continue to serve the people, the good people of the district of Santiago. So I was freaked out. But
are the people outside of like the medical field, are they wearing masks like how people around here kind of are now?
Yeah, I think I haven't heard her say anything about people not wearing masks. I think that most people might just have cloth masks, or trying to protect themselves as much as possible. But I think that they have the same thing that's going on here, where just a lot of people don't really care. They're not really doing anything about it. They're still doing whatever they want.
Right.
But I don't think her country can really afford that. Especially they just had protests of their own.
Oh, really?
So we're kind of living this out in reverse here now. Because they have
protests, are you talking about the protests
before
before the pandemic? Yes. Okay. Yeah. I thought you meant like there was another round that started up during pandemic. So you're referencing
I don't know about that. I wouldn't be surprised if they're still just like, now they're protests aren't so scared of coronavirus anymore. They can get back to work. Start throwing those Molotov cocktails and bricks. Not to downplay the situation.
Right. But we're just trying to have fun. It's after hours tea time. Like we're here to be serious news correspondents.
Yeah, but no, she's I think it's tough. She's having to test people, and people are coming in. I think that a lot of people who are coming in, from what I can tell from what she's told me, a lot of them aren't sick enough, or like they're just kind of freaking out. Like, my throat hurts, help. And it's like,
they immediately
enough to
book
you into the hospital yet. Like, you got to come back when you can't breathe.
Right.
Like, you got to
you
somehow make it back when it's really bad.
Yeah, you have to convince us.
You got to convince us that you're worth because we only
So,
got so many beds, and the
right.
public hospitals down there, there's like four. I mean, that might be a low number, like 4 people
Hmm.
per room.
Oh, okay.
So
So what's her like what's her role, I guess, in the ER? Like who's she mainly dealing with? Is it like COVID patients, or are they still taking in other types of patients?
I think that they're still taking in all different kinds
Okay.
of patients.
Okay.
Um, she's been working in triage, is what she calls it. I don't know
Yep.
what yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
No,
same
it
thing in
is. It
America.
is. Yeah, there's
Okay.
triage. Yeah.
All right. So she's working in that, and
Which
she's
I think
working.
usually isn't a great one. That's like where you have to figure out who needs attention the most. Like who's the worst of the group.
She hasn't. She
That's what
hasn't talked
triage
about
is.
that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
That's
I
what
think.
that is.
Okay.
So,
Well, then I don't really know what she does, because she hasn't said anything like, I had to decide if this person was going to die or not die. Like, she
yeah.
hasn't talked about that. I think
Yeah,
that
that's like,
I
yeah, like
might have touched
triage.
upon that.
Right. Yeah. Maybe she doesn't want to talk about it because, yeah, triage
Yeah.
in general, it is my understanding that, like, that's when people come in and you're like, okay, they've got like a gunshot wound to, like, the head, and this other person just like broke their foot. So we're going to go with the person who has a gunshot wound. Like, the person with a
Yeah, I don't
broken
know
foot
if she's
has
the
to
one
wait.
making. I wouldn't
Like,
want that amount of pressure on her.
yeah, it's
She's
like,
a
I don't know if
student.
she's making the calls. Yeah,
Right.
but I'm
Yeah.
saying she's within that department.
Sure. I.
So now you have
I.
questions to ask her.
Yeah. Maybe I need to ask more questions, but no, I think that she is working sort of like a front desk, so maybe in the front
Okay.
desk of triage, like.
Okay.
She's basically booking people into the emergency room,
I
asking
see.
them
I see.
questions like,
Right.
what
Oh,
symptoms do
okay.
you have, and things like
Right.
that.
Okay. So yeah, she's trying to assess. Yeah. How
Right.
bad? Yeah, they are. Okay. So
So
it's not.
anyway,
Yeah. So that's yeah. Well, that's interesting. Then you'll have to ask her.
yeah, no, but
At
yeah,
least the
times are
people she's
tough.
working with. Yeah. Um. Yeah. I was. What was I gonna ask you? Oh, well, this is not related, but. Since we were talking about how you're a gamer, those are your gaming headphones.
Correct.
Or
Qualified
gamer
gamer
headphones,
here.
whatever you call them.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Headset, gaming headset.
Gaming headset.
I got him. He's over now.
And I'm like, are those called video game earmuffs? Is that what that is? I'm like so out of touch.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so, but I was trying to tell my friend Kawana, shout out to Kawana, who is a secret gamer, which we have unveiled to the public on another virtual tea time. But I was telling her about how I bought DDR to Dance Dance Revolution for anyone who doesn't recall, and now I bought it for like the home, like my Wii or whatever, like the game system, and how I had played it at on a different home system, like my friends back in college, and I was like, this is awesome. So I was used to like little squishy pad things on the floor. And that's what I thought DDR was. And then you know what real DDR is, the arcade version, where how long was that stretch of time that like you were in like the arcade doing the DDR thing? Like, just like it was like how long was that? I guess bad or whatever. Was that a year long, or in like or did it just
I would
feel
say
like
that
that
it
because you were
was like,
kids?
yeah, I would say that at least like 3 years. It was like super hot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I remember like I would go DDR at my local skateboarding park. I didn't skateboard, but I went there to go DDR. I literally would go to DDR. I was really dedicated.
I love it.
Yeah, but that was like 2004 or something like
Okay.
that.
Yeah, that sounds about right as far as
Yeah.
the at-home system that my friend had. And like I was trying to tell Kawana because we talked about how, you're a drummer because once you're a drummer, you're always a drummer, as we established.
Right, yeah. No reason to cover that again.
As previously established. So I was trying to explain to her, I said, like, because you're such like a good percussionist and you just like feel, I guess, rhythm, beats, whatever, like deep within, I was like, you are insanely good at DDR. And I said like I would be like excited if I could play like whatever the next level up from beginner was. I don't know if that's intermediate or what. And you would be over there at like the most advanced. And for those of you who know what I'm talking about, Dance Dance Revolution, like the arrows show up on the screen and like, you know, so I'm over here and it's like arrow, arrow. And then Dan's screen is like just like on the thing.
Yeah, my feet are. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
your feet. So since we're on these like squishy mats that just make like crinkly noises, Dan's feet were just like it's just like a rustling of paper, basically. And mine's like tap 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 tap.
yeah.
And you'd still score higher.
Yeah, DDR is yeah, it's great. I don't know why it's not like more popular. Like I don't know, maybe
Yeah.
maybe it is still in like Japan or something, but
Yeah.
they haven't come out with any like new DDR versions or games or
Yeah, you're right. Like they haven't.
editions. At least not that I've ever heard of. So I don't know
Well,
who owns that copyright, but they need to get back to
yeah. Get back to their roots.
yeah, get back to step. They need to get back to stepping. Yeah.
Well, because I feel like, so what I recall the version of events as far as how DDR went down was that Guitar Hero came out and all that Rock Band garbage, which I was not a fan of that. I was not a fan of that game at all. It was like all the friends I used to play DDR with, all of a sudden they got Rock Band and they wanted to play that. So it was like, no, this is boring. I don't want to hold a little plastic guitar and like hit buttons. Like, I want to move my feet.
That might have been the Amy's version of the timeline. I think DDR was around like way before Guitar Hero. I think Guitar Hero was like spawned off of sort of that scroll.
Yeah, I know. I think it was, but I feel like the DDR, at least the people who are playing it at home, like I was in college by this point that I remember it was like early college. So for me, that would have been like 2004 to 2006 that I recall things switching from DDR to everyone having Guitar Hero Rock Band garbage.
Right.
I won't call it anything else. So my question for you, my leading question, how did you feel about Rock Band and Guitar Hero? Because they did have a drum set in it, right?
They did have a drum set. It was really cool. It was awesome. I actually loved it. Guitar Hero was obviously a huge splash in the in the gaming community.
It was a big hit.
It was a big hit. Yeah, I mean, I never had Guitar Hero personally because I think it got popular like when I got to college or something, and so just everyone else had it, and I would always play theirs. But Rock Band was awesome. It was great because it wouldn't have worked if all the controllers were clunky and didn't, if the notes you hit weren't synced up with the music, and it was frustrating. But all of it seemed to sync up perfectly, and that's what made it. And they were able to get all of the hits, all the contracted music this whole time. But yeah, getting all that contract, all that copyright music. So yeah, I mean, it was great. I think that even I did have one version of that DJ Hero.
Oh my god!
So
what's this?
DJ Hero was literally like you get a controller of turntables. Sorry, I just want. Yeah, you get a controller of turntables, and it was basically the same thing, but
oh my gosh!
spin that plastic.
So was that as rewarding as the instruments version?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, I mean, it was still cool because it's kind of like if you're new to DJing or if you just a weird thing to sort of like it teaches you how to slide and do that. That's how DJing looks. Yeah. But it was cool. I think that they maybe came out with 2 games of DJ Hero.
Yeah.
And they're like, this isn't as good as
Guitar Hero. They're like, no one wants to be a DJ yet. Wait like 10 years and then everybody's gonna want to be a DJ.
Yeah. This is we're ahead of our time.
Yeah, they were way too ahead of their time. Well, so so with you talking about the Guitar Hero and whatever Rock Band. So is my problem that I'm trying to compare apples and oranges? because you seem to enjoy both of them in their own right, whereas I see them as competitors. And I'm saying that GDR is better. But you're telling me that one can like both?
Yeah, I mean, if you enjoy, sort of playing along with the music or
Right.
dancing to the music,
Yeah.
then yeah, I think that you can enjoy both. I guess if I was not good at dancing but good at guitar, then I would not like DDR. But
I
because
suppose
I'm
that's
good at
true.
everything,
You like everything?
but because I'm good at everything, I like, it's
So good.
fine. I like it. It's fun. No, I'm not
And
good
you're
at
like, I
everything.
can like anything because I'm good at everything.
Yeah, I mean, you like what you love, and you love what you're good at.
I'm good at everything.
Put that on a mug. Yeah.
I love that. Instead of like put that in your pipe and smoke, you just like put that on your mug. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, yeah, I still don't think I really would have enjoyed it. I don't think I would have been bad. I mean, technically, I had years and years of piano lessons. I really did. And I own a piano to this day, and my
Okay.
TV sits on it. It's a beautiful TV stand.
Yeah. So yeah,
It is
really,
functional.
it is. It's real nice.
Piper has us play it sometimes, but yes. But I guess my point is like, yeah, I could probably follow along with the music, but I guess I prefer to move my feet. I don't want to just stand there and look at the screen. I'm not.
Hey. Sometimes you want to play
I was
along with
not
the
made
music.
to be a musician.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you want to play along with the music and not like bust a sweat,
Well, I suppose. Yeah, because we did always have to like get into our DDR outfits. It's
Right.
like shorts and tank top, quick.
Headband, ready to go. Yeah.
Yeah, and the socks so you're not slipping around or sticking. Your feet stick to the. This is the non-arcade version.
Yeah. Right.
You should probably wear your shoes at the arcade.
Yeah, you don't want any of that. Yeah, if you're after long hours of DDRing on that plastic mat,
Yeah,
starts to shift.
Yeah, I do remember that in between like rounds, trying to quickly like shift it back into place because after the end of a song, it would be like way off to the side. You just dance like halfway out of the living room.
No, DDR is great.
Yeah, but okay, cool. Well, I suppose we can try to wrap up. It's only been a couple weeks or something. So tell me, have you seen any ghosts in the last couple weeks?
Is there one right behind me? No.
Because I'm seeing one right now.
Uh-oh.
Have you been in your home this whole time and you haven't seen it yet?
No.
Still
All
no
I
ghost.
see is the ghost of
Christmas past.
the ghost of who we used to be as America and who we are now. Yeah.
Wait, there's a ghost of who we are now? There's already a ghost of the present.
There's a ghost of an ignorant America in the rearview mirror.
I see.
And we're going forward
to
progressive thinking and accepting.
That sounds excellent. I'm a little. I think we're gonna need a lot more ghosts before we all can. The rest of us can be grouped as progressive.
Exactly.
We're not getting political here or anything. We're talking paranormal. Okay, this is paranormal speaking.
Yeah.
We're gonna need some more ghosts. That's all I'm saying.
Ghosts.
Oh man, awesome. Well, okay, so no new ghosts.
No new ghosts. Sorry.
Okay, and we answered Mumsy's question, which is really my question. Is that your special interest, your thing is fitness and getting into the healthy eating, the ways that Connie has shown you.
Yeah.
Good job, Connie.
Man, I've been spending a lot of this time learning new things and trying to expand my skill set. That's something that, as a self-taught artist and to someone who's having to stay on top of things
Right.
in this ever-changing industry.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm constantly working, and even
Well,
though I'm
like,
unemployed, I'm like still
right.
working on stuff to learn and get better.
Was that like the
Um,
knife thing that you posted? Right? Like that knife,
right.
that crazy knife. So,
Yeah.
okay. I don't know if there's anything you can say to explain it to a commoner like me. But I'm like, but it's like, how'd you do it that it looks so real that it looks like someone just took a picture of it, or you're looking at a real like knife in a rock? But
Yeah.
or
Yeah, I
is
mean,
that an artist secret? We can't know your
it's
secret.
really just, 3D modeling,
Mm-hmm.
using my brain and my skills to make things
Right.
that look real.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
Yeah, I mean,
so
I
it's not like
don't.
it's a new. It's not like it's a new system or software. Like you're not playing with. That's not even from new technology. That's just
It's just
from your
me
talent.
wanting to make a realistic looking knife, and I did
Yeah.
it.
That's great.
There's no knife button. Boop. You know what? I want a cool knife. I'm just gonna hit that. No.
Like I know. I'll put it in a rock button.
Yeah. Boop. Yeah. No. Um.
Yeah.
Yeah,
If
but I
that was the
learned a
case,
lot
then I could do
because
it.
yeah, anyone could do it, and I'd be out of a job. Well, I don't have a job, so I guess that's.
Oh no! You're like,
Oh,
oh, lose.
well, I guess some
Whoops.
things just have their way of working themselves out. Yeah,
It all comes full circle.
yeah, it comes full circle. Yeah, but my background is in characters and more organic things. So like
Oh, okay.
squishy, like like not hard surface sort of stuff. Like these glasses, for
Like,
example, are very
yeah.
hard surface,
Mm-hmm.
very technical angles and
Right.
stuff.
I
That's
see.
something that I've never really been comfortable with.
Okay.
So I decided to
So you're
add some of
practicing
that.
that. That's
I'm trying to open up my career possibilities
yeah.
out of theme parks. I
Oh,
love the theme
yeah.
park industry.
Right.
It's
But this
nothing
is kind
against
of
them,
shown.
but yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely shown me
It's
that
shown me that
even if
like
you have your eggs in different baskets
right.
within an industry, that
Right.
whole industry could disappear, and then the
Right.
whole basket just falls and breaks. So
But it is like, I mean, who would have thought? I mean, it took
yeah, I mean,
coronavirus because I mean, the theme parks seem like that's a pretty solid place to put your eggs.
right, exactly. I was feeling very good,
Yeah.
and no one could have planned for everything that happened.
Yeah. Right.
So I don't feel too bad or anything like this is somehow a mistake of mine. I just have
Oh,
to
right.
know,
You're just
okay, like,
learning going forward.
yeah, just learning going forward,
Yeah.
have a portfolio, because that's been my mistake, and artists can relate to this. You get a job, you don't work on your portfolio because you don't technically need to work on your portfolio because you have a job. So why would you need to keep presenting, making yourself employable that way?
And spending hours of your time,
Yeah.
your spare time on that.
Yeah, exactly. And I've spent a lot of my career path getting jobs that you would never find anywhere else. And that's really hurt me. It really has, in terms of like finding jobs that fit my skill set, because I've been a Lego model designer. I mean, type Lego model designer into Google and see if you can tell me how much Lego model designers make a year. There's not even like a write-up about it.
I figured you were gonna get some weird Google search results.
Or you could just get some real weird search results.
Some weird Lego stuff.
Yeah. A sexy model who's got Legos for a bikini or something.
That's what I was gonna say. Yeah, Lego underwear.
Yeah, Lego underwear. Ow.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. No. Yeah. So when I was a Lego model designer, I thought to myself, "This is really cool. I get to design Lego sculptures and blah blah blah." But then it's like, try to find another Lego model design job other than Lego, other than specifically that thing. You're so specialized that it's impossible to really market yourself outside of that. And leaving that job, no one ever asked me anything about Lego model designer, like for people who I apply to. It's not interesting. Like, they're not like, hey, I see that you were used to be a Lego model designer. Like, that's not brought up because it's just not it's not relatable and relative to the job that they want to give me.
Right. Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah.
So it's just it's super cool to the rest of us, but for the people who are
Right.
hiring you, it doesn't.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like a necessity.
Like I can do 3D, which is fine, but
Right.
at my age and experience level, people are expecting that I have had worked
Mhm.
in a game studio or in a movie studio
Oh,
doing specifically that type of work
I see.
to, qualify me for a possible hire.
Right. So,
Because the guy who just worked a year in a game studio but might be worse than me artistically has a
yeah,
better chance of getting the job just because he has relative experience.
I see. So you mentioned a movie studio. So like what would you like how does that translate for what your skills are? What would you do in a movie? Like what would you
Well, most movies are completely CG now.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
yeah, so like just
So
the
any
most
of
obvious
the
ones, like Marvel movies,
that's
like
to say,
literally
so
the
any of that
whole
stuff,
entire
yeah,
thing is 3D.
right,
Um, so yeah, just doing anything that
right,
all of those 3D models, all of
right.
that is stuff
Oh,
that I
okay.
could technically do, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, again, for artists such as we have to
Mhm.
specialize in something. You can't have a portfolio that's for video games and also for movies.
Right.
Those are
Right.
completely different ways of doing 3D, and you
Mhm.
really have to choose. I mean,
Right.
yeah, there are some people out there who can do everything, but they have been in the industry for like 20 years.
Right, right.
They're
And if
top
someone who
artists.
doesn't know you is looking at your stuff and they're like, "Well, I don't get it. What is your thing?"
Yeah,
Like
exactly. And
you
even
claim you can
then,
do you claim you can do everything, but like what's your what's your specialty?
yeah, exactly. And even then, like the studios want you to have the type of work that their studio does. So if you're
Mhm.
doing something that's like a military game, they want you to have a portfolio that's all military like stuff. If you have any
Oh.
like stylized Pixar kind of
Yeah,
stuff, then they're not going to want you.
I see.
Um, so you really have to think about what it is you want to do.
Right, right.
So that
Wow.
knife is the beginning of me sort of reinventing my portfolio to be more of, uh, a prop artist, because prop
I see.
artists have a better chance of sort of stepping into the industry than a
Mhm.
character artist.
Oh, okay.
Because you think about a game or you think about even a movie, how
Mhm.
many characters are there compared to how much environment and props
I
are in a
see.
video
So
game? They
that's
might have like only 2 character artists, 3 character
right, right.
artists, and on an entire team of like 100 people.
Right, right.
So
Okay.
yeah,
But they
I'm
have to fill, yeah. The the character needs a knife to fight with.
exactly. And as long as I can get my foot in that
Yeah.
door and I can start
Yeah.
to go down that path and start of expanding, um,
Right.
sort of my accepted work, I feel like
Mhm.
I'll, in the long run, be a lot better off. I
Right.
feel very established in the theme park community. I feel like I have clients who will call me
Right.
in the future,
Mhm.
and I'll constantly have work in that department. But I
Right.
really want to start going towards more of my real dream, which is like
Right.
doing 3D stuff. The theme park industry doesn't
Right.
really do too much of that.
Mhm.
um so yeah.
That's cool. Awesome. Well, now I'm glad I asked about your knife.
Yeah, yeah.
So see, good job. See, look at you using social media. I noticed your post, and it got my attention. It got engagement. So your
Yeah.
algorithms are up.
And you too can see my
Yeah,
knife
tell
that
everyone.
everyone's talking about. um
You
no
too
one's
can see
talking
my
no
knife.
one except you and my mom are talking about this knife.
Connie commented on
Yeah,
it too.
Connie. Yeah, right.
So, friends,
It's funny
fiance,
because
and
I like
mom.
worked on that for like a week, and
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Like I even told Connie, I was like, I'm gonna release it like noon tomorrow, like the big release. I've been working on this thing. I think it looks
Yeah,
real
yeah,
good, blah
yeah.
blah blah. I go to all these different sites, these game art
Yeah.
sites where all these game artists post stuff, and I was like, all right,
Mhm.
boom. And like no one said anything. I think one guy was like, oh cool, and like
Oh
that's it.
no.
Like
Oh
I was just
no.
like, man, like
You wanted people in your
you need a lot
community to
more than
have
a
my
knife to
reaction.
impress.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you need where I was like, whoa, wait, is that is that your
exactly.
3D sculpting?
Right, 3D sculpted. Yeah, 3D modeling. But
Whatever,
yeah,
whatever.
well, yeah, exactly.
I
Uh,
know.
Yeah, when the only
I try.
person who is saying good stuff about your art are like your mom and friends, that's when
Right.
you need to get
And
back
it's
to the drawing
the
board.
and the people that don't know the proper terms to even ask about it.
Exactly right. What is that? Magic? Like, yeah, no. What voodoo is? Are you a
Are you
wizard?
wait? Are you? I was going to say, are you a wizard now?
All right, which is great. I love
Yeah.
hearing what my friends and family have to say and stuff. But
Right. But you definitely want, yeah, you want your peers to
yeah,
say stuff too. I mean,
yeah, I know it's just a simple prop, and the next thing I'll do will be better than that. The next thing I do will be better than that, and you
that's
kind of build
right.
up your portfolio in that way, and
Right.
we'll see what happens. And all the
Right.
while, I'll do a little bit of theme park stuff.
Right. Well, that's awesome then. That's good. I wish I was gonna say, what could I be doing tea wise? I'd like to build up a tea portfolio. Just buying up teacups. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, start like making my own teacups. I think that
just by
sounds really
existing,
difficult.
you're already doing something
That's true.
different
Yeah,
because no one
yeah.
else is doing this.
Yeah. I was like, yeah. Sorry that you have to work so hard, Dan. I just need to
Yeah.
exist.
Yeah. I'm competing against the world. You're competing with yourself.
It's so funny. Yeah, there are a lot of people that are like, wow. Like when they find out what I do, I'm like, yeah, I'm like essentially kind of like a traveling tea room. Like I bring the tea room to you, and they're like, I've never heard of that before. I was like, yeah, it's because I made it up.
Well, you have now.
I know. Yeah, it's like I made it up. Yeah. Well, yeah. Now you have heard of it. But yeah. So anyway, it is a bizarre thing being out there in your own weird thing where people don't know what you are.
Wow.
But it's nice too that I don't have a bunch of like automatic direct competitors. So,
That's how
pros and
Amazon
cons.
started.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be the next
Amazon was
Amazon.
just its own
That's
little
what I
thing.
heard.
There's like this photo of Jeff Bezos literally like sitting in like a broke down like room, some like office somewhere, like just stacks of papers around him with
like
Amazon like spray painted on a sheet just on the wall, like literally
That's
the
amazing.
beginnings of Amazon.
That's awesome. All right, now I'm inspired and I'm convinced I'm the next Jeff Bezos.
Right, you need to
Thank
shave
you for
your
that.
head. You now need to go bald. It's part of the
Well,
success.
I mean, I suppose that could be the next thing I do. I'm like, I've gone pink. I gotta say, like these roots, they're gonna get out of here soon. I can't take it anymore. I'm gonna have to call up my hair lady. Be like, get this natural hair color out of here. I can't take it.
Cover up who I truly am.
That's yeah. Don't let them know.
Yeah, that's what I should do. I got some white hair now. I've had some white hair in there for a couple of years.
White. You can't see it. It doesn't show up on camera.
Trust me.
It's there. Well, as long as you stay hidden in your home and only visible on camera. No.
I'm not getting older. You're getting older.
Hold up. Explain your half glove. What's your half glove?
Oh.
Is that for like, you're like, I don't even know what you're talking about.
I have real bad arthritis. No.
I figured it has to do with all of your.
Yeah. So the way I do a lot of my work is I can just grab this right here.
Yeah.
So this is a digital monitor that I use to draw things. And when your hand is gliding along the glass, if you don't have the glove, it's like, so
I can imagine. And it would probably get all smudgy, like it's just.
Yeah, it gets all.
Your hand doesn't really
you don't want to get
smudgy.
like Dorito dust in there and stuff. So, yeah, some gamer gunk. My gamer headset. Yeah, no, you wanna.
Okay.
Glide.
I see, glide. Okay, that makes me think of Heavyweights. I don't know how many people know the movie well enough to quote it. It's one of their exercises in Penicillin is like glide. Glide. Oh. They have like slippery things on their feet. Anyway.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And yeah, whoever watches this, please chime in on the comments and tell me that you know exactly what I'm talking about with Heavyweights to make me feel better after the fact.
Yeah, go ahead and comment. Comment below.
Comment below. Okay, all right. I'll let you go for realsies, but Dan Martinez, thank you so much for being a guest yet again on virtual tea time. I hope it won't be your last.
Well, we'll
I mean-
just see what happens. We'll see how I really feel once the camera's off about how.
Yeah, well, that's true. Yeah, you're gonna have to like go and reflect if our friendship should continue into the extended amount of time, or if this is the.
It was adequate.
And as I asked last time, do you have any final words?
Stay strong out there. We're all going through this, and yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks for watching.
Yes. Thank you for being on. Thanks, everyone. Amy Mitchell with Houses Windsor. Thanks for watching Virtual Tea Time, either live or into infinity.
And beyond. Toodaloo.
Pip pip cheerio.
Pip, pip, cheerio.
Bye.
Bye.